Can you believe we have made it through another year, and what a year it has been? I distinctly remember sitting here in this seat a year ago when state governments were putting us back under COVID restrictions. Density limits came back. South Australia even went back to the 4 square metre rule, which shut down pubs and hospitality. That was a pre-vaccination rule they went back to. It was a year ago that Australian cricket captain Pat Cummins was banned from playing in the Adelaide Test because he'd had dinner in the same restaurant as someone who had COVID and was thus deemed a close contact. It's amazing to think just how different things are now to how they were then. Many of us here at Sky and many of you at home knew that the way things are now is the way they should always have been. But the powers that be wouldn't listen. I mean, look around you. It's a glorious day in Melbourne today. The pub over the road from my joint had people spilled out to the street when I came into the studio. You see sunny Brisbane today with a packed Gabba. They even had the highest Gabba attendance for a non-Ashes test on the first day. I was at the Adelaide Test last week, which was well attended. It had the highest attendance for a test against the West Indies in Adelaide for 40 years. And the pubs after play every night were absolutely packed. One bar nearly turned us away last Saturday because they were so full. You know, this just wouldn't have happened a year ago. I was out till 5 in the morning on Friday, apologised to my editor for the sleep deprivation when I came into work. And the Melbourne CBD, even in those hours, on a Friday morning, was pumping. Christmas parties are back. People are enjoying themselves. They're having fun, soaking up the sun, catching up with their friends, laughing, doing all the things that they were banned from doing for so long. And amongst all the things they are doing, there's one thing they're not, and that's living in fear. The fear is over. We've opened up. We've got about 10 months without any restrictions so far, and the sky hasn't fallen in. People have seen that you can live with COVID, and it's not even on the radar anymore. Most of us have just had it now. We've got it out of the way and moved on. And now, well, it's like it never even happened. We were lectured ad nauseum about wearing masks and getting vaccinated and social distancing and not kissing your granny and all sorts of crap. People screamed and shouted and squeezed every last drop of power that they could out of the pandemic. But ultimately, it came to naught. We've just gone back to normal. Now, it feels good to know that you were right all along, that lockdowns were an absurdity and that we needed to get on with life. And it's tempting to block that sorry period of time out of our minds. It was, after all, a very difficult time for a lot of people in terms of mental health and loneliness because they were banned from doing what social creatures like humans naturally do. But we must never forget what happened for the better part of 2 years. Things may seem good now, but those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Let's never let it happen again.